tips that I can give you, my viewers, first of all, be focused on what you want. Have a vision before you start a project. I don't want to look at what you're starting with, but I want you to look at where do you want the project to be. First and foremost, for a goat farming, I don't want you to see the project and say, I just only want to keep animals. Look at other alternatives. You get? After being with that vision and say, I want my project to be here. Because the tip or the vision I had was making a breeding farm, first of all. From doing a breeding farm, doing a goat grill, and then as well packing meat and export. Otherwise, most of you would think of export even before breeding. So me, basically, I've achieved the two. One, I've done breeding, and people have been buying goats from me for breeding, and I've done a grill. Actually, I have the first cafe in Kayunga called Ham Garden Cafe and Grill. So I roast my animals. From here, I carry them to my place. Let's say those rejects, the ones that we don't want, are the ones that are not good for breeding. I carry them to the grill. They roast them. So I double the profit. I even sometimes get the triple the profit that they would give me when they are buying one by one. So the tips I'm giving these farmers: one, ensure that you have quality feed. Ensure that you get very good genetics. Ensure that you have very good management. The three things lies in your hand. So it's you to decide. Don't just go because I have seen somebody doing goat farming and I think I can just only have to go there. Know what you want, like which breed. After having your focus, look at what you want to do. Don't just go in for any breed. That will not help you as a farmer. I want you to look at the breed. I want you to look at the pastures, and then it will be a good way of starting. But basically, some of the farmers do a lot of mistakes. You start goat farming, you don't have pastures, and you think an animal will grow without pastures. Some people start goat farming, they don't have water. How do you expect an animal to grow? You have all that, but you have very poor genetics like locals. It is going to take for you a lot of time to get your money back. So basically, those are the tips that I could give to the young farmers.
How important is water in goat farming?
What I can assure you as a senior farmer, don't even think about of doing a project without water. Because even in digestion of an animal, if there is no water, it can't take place. Or it can take place, but at a low pace. So never start a project without water. Water is a basic. Pasture is a basic. Then genetics and management will follow.
So what kind of feeds do they normally feed on?
Yeah, basically, some farmers do a lot of mistakes because they have big chunk of land and they think goats can only feed on those natural grasses. And then when you go through the process of the pasture, like in pasture management of their farms, most of the grasses that are there are not fed by the animals. And you find that a farmer is having a chunk of land without the real grass that the goats can eat. So basically, the pastures that we are looking at, goats in nature, they are browsers. They tend to eat on shrubs. So most of us don't have that chance of having those kind of land. What do? Because we need goat farming, we shall not force them to graze, because if you force them to graze, they can never give you results. They will always be sickly, they will not have very good mass because you're giving them an exposure to worms all the time. What do? You need to look at the supplementary feeds. Me here, I have a garden of alfalfa, and that is a source of protein. I think when I talk about alfalfa, you people who have tried to do goat farming, you know what it means from all over the world. It's a world-class grass. So it's a very strong source of protein. So I plant alfalfa, I plant sugar grass. Sugar grass is a sorghum, which also has a protein. It also has a carbohydrate in it. We have Chloris guyana, Bracharia mulatto, and those are basically what I I use more at my farm. But as per now, I'm giving more concentration on the alfalfa being my first priority, and the second being sugar grapes.